All right, chat. You guys ready? I have cat. Hey you, before the video starts, consider dropping a like, a comment, and maybe consider subscribing. This really does help the channel grow. On to the video. Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another account review. Today we're doing Hitrr's account, and from the looks of it, this looks to be pretty early game compared to what we normally see on this channel. So I'm pretty excited to actually do the review here. Yeah, this is not an endgame account. I'm very, very excited to get into this and see what we can do to try to help Hit's account. Obviously, it hasn't even done World 6 Coliseum yet, so yeah, that's pretty cool. No Onyx statues. The shrine levels are pretty low, so obviously a good indication this is a pretty early game account. Let's actually see where in the worlds this person is. At just before Leak Spirits, so still in World 6, but is not kind of at the same end game status as we were normally used to. Pretty low overall world kill levels. Yeah, so let's see where he is at. So overall characters 535. So you got Windwalker. He has Blood Berserker. He hasn't upgraded this to Deathbringer yet. So my number one recommendation: get Deathbringer. Just get it. It's one of the master classes out. He's never killed a single mini boss. Probably not. What's the maxed? 0, 3, 0. Yeah, it might not have the stacking for Death Note yet. They have a max? They have a max? Apparently so, yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to just take everything in, just kind of look and see what's going on and what we can do to help. So, okay. Low minimum talent levels. Books really aren't being used a lot, I can see. Okay, I want to see where your compass is at. Okay, Grimoire, no progression because you haven't gotten Deathbringer yet. Compass at 3200. What upgrades have you gotten in Windwalker right now? I want to look at Nomadic Path realistically. Okay. So here's my recommendation. Yeah, okay. Okay. My genuine recommendation is forget Windwalker exists. You've gotten the more important upgrades here, such as Jade Coin gain. You have base critters here. You have higher stealth percent. You have the upgrade here for higher damage unlocked. Cost a lot, so not easy for you to progress. And you have some exalted stamps. So my general advice is just forget Windwalker exists. You have some of the more important upgrades, and I suspect your progression has slowed significantly. I don't know specifically what mobs you're on right now. Looks like you should be able to get into World 4 right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So you should be able to hit World 4, so you're probably in World 4 trying to progress that. But I imagine your scaling or trying to get further is starting to slow down because you're going to need a lot of damage once you hit World 4. So you've progressed Windwalker pretty far. I would stop being active on Windwalker, and I would just generally just focus on your account right now. Like, Windwalker is good, and it's great to put a bunch of time sink into to get some of the Nomadic Path upgrades, but your big focus right now should be trying to progress your account and get to the end of World 6. So instead of focusing on, you just started World 4 today, perfect. I think it's a good stopping point. I would spend the remaining dust that you have and stick that all into Nomadic Path just to help your account progress. Base critters for trapping is insanely powerful, and just upgrading this probably a few more times to get this into like 100k cost is going to help you get back into like the regular version of the game. The Jade Coin, I think it's fine leaving it where it is. I think Moon of Print is fine where it is. Moon of Sneak, I would probably upgrade this a little bit more, probably get the reduction cost a little bit higher just to help you progress sneaking. But you probably are running into a problem. Yes. So you're probably going to be capping out on stealth for a long while because you won't be able to progress sneaking in a very meaningful way until you progress a rift. One of the last things you get is sneak mastery, which is how you actually get further and further into sneaking to actually unlock the Jade Emporium stuff. Higher masteries give you a ton more Jade coin gain. So right now, instead of focusing on Windwalker, you've essentially kind of soft capped yourself in terms of account progress. So I would highly recommend actually just focusing on your account, just focusing on your regular damage, your skilling efficiency, your prints, your atom generation, that kind of stuff. And I would just, get away from Windwalker and just focus on the other stuff in your account. So that would mean obviously trying to do more summoning, trying to progress whole a little bit more, upgrading your stamps, general stuff like that. But I would not be focusing on Windwalker at all right now. You pushed it as far as you can, focus on other stuff. So let's just go back to the bare basics. We've established you don't want to push Masterclass right now. Masterclass is something you come back to as you get later and later into World 6. The reason being that I say it's probably not worth for you to push right now is you're going to hit a brick wall now that you're in World 4. Those abominations are going to take a long time to kill. And for you to really be able to kill them, you need to focus on your talents. And your Windwalker is only level 535, which means you can get a lot by pushing general account progress first. And getting damage, getting class EXP, getting more talent points that way. Yeah, because right now the master classes, you only get talent points through skilling, you only get talent points through leveling the class, and through some of the specific upgrades in the grimoire and specific upgrades in the compass. So it's very hard to get talent points. So you need to come back once you're near the end of World 6 to get you the most amount of class EXP possible from killing Samurai Guardians. Getting that class to 550, 600, 625, those are going to give you more talent points. And also getting into the end of World 6 will allow you to focus on other mechanics of the game, such as sneaking to help you unlock sovereign artifacts. It'll help you with sailing, trying to get those artifacts. It'll allow you to progress summoning a little bit to get more artifact find chance. It'll allow you to progress stamps a little bit more to get more damage, more all stat, more atom generation, more Jade coin, sneaking EXP, summoning EXP, divinity EXP. There's a lot of stamps here I see that you need to focus on to go back and progress first before doing anything masterclass related. So I would stop there with Windwalker. I would get Deathbringer and kind of grind it out so you get the ribbon shelf upgrade, because you are hindering your account progress by not having the ribbon shelf unlocked. So I would definitely unlock Deathbringer. I would farm honestly till you get to the ribbon shelf here. Ribbon shelf and ribbon winning. This will allow you to get ribbons to upgrade and put on your meals. Putting those on your meals are going to help you progress in the worlds. I would highly recommend trying to put your ribbons on. When do you unlock gold food? I don't think you have unlocked gold food yet, or have the option to yet, until you get into, I want to say leak spirits or ceramic spirits, right? I think it's roughly accurate. Hold on. Idleon wiki cooking. 2 or 3 from the last, something like that. Okay, so this is what you want. So Dharma Mesa, well, could be Dharma Mesa, it could be bamboo. It's probably bamboo. Can't spell, oh my god. Victorian spices, okay. Bamboo, it is from, okay, oh, so you should be able to actually get, maybe, spirit fields, maybe? No, you should be able to get that meal, actually. So, you should be able to get Yummy Peach Ring. Oh, man. Okay. Do I dare click on this? Yikes. Okay. All right. So, this is a telltale sign. You need to... so, if you're stuck probably pushing World 6... You were stuck pushing World 6. I know that for a fact, because a lot of your early game skills are suffering. So if you want a very easy source of damage, you want a very easy source of monster, like cash percent, Pet Arena. Pet Arena will give you a total like 1.4x total damage multi. Pushing breeding now should be significantly easier than it was in the past, especially now that you're at World 6. You even have the Windwalker upgrade. There's been a lot of buffs thanks to the Vault upgrades in terms of breeding EXP to be able to push breeding levels, which means you can get higher level monsters to be able to, pets to be able to push breeding. Level 34 when you're in World 6 in Pet Arena is criminal. This should be illegal. And you should absolutely try to push Pet Arena. If you don't know how to push Pet Arena, there's a very old guide that I'm going to link in Twitch chat here, which I actually don't... Hitrrr, you are here. I would look at this and use this to progress. This is very old. This will get you through the World 5 spice battles. And I believe we should have in our Discord, in our organized tips and tricks sections, not here, list of World 4 guides, if I'm not mistaken. That's not... Zadek, I need help here. Let's see. Spice. Territory. Pet? I guess we don't have pictures for this. Okay, we'll get on that. I know in our tips and tricks, we probably have spice, pet. Okay, Stammerin posted this for last two pet battles. It's for Equinox stream. Yeah, apparently this got Stammerin through with only 60k power pet. So this should be this may or may not be doable for you, but the way you increase your pet power is by increasing your breeding EXP or increasing breeding levels. So that's number one priority for you, is trying to get breeding levels to help you push higher levels of pets. Also, the rarity of the egg that you have also determines the pet power that you're breeding. So when you go try and claim pets and get them even higher level, the pet rarity, your breeding EXP, all that stuff will factor into how powerful your pet is for in terms of pet damage. So that'll help you push the Pet Arena past wave 34. Once you unlock, do more Pet Arena. Sorry for the switching back and forth. Once you do more Pet Arena, you'll unlock more pet battle slots to help you push the territories a bit more. It's the mid-game sheet. Is there more stuff for World 6? There's no World 6 stuff. That's what I was trying to get at. I was trying to find the pet composition for the spice battles, the territory battles for World 6, because that sheet is outdated. It only shows up to World 5 because this was created in World 5. Yeah, breeding's been a struggle, but with more recent updates, breeding has gotten a little bit of love in terms of breeding EXP. So the Vault upgrades have a decent chunk of EXP that you can get, or breeding EXP. So every time you'll trash an egg, you should get a lot more breeding EXP than you were previously able to in the past. It's more towards the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, breeding EXP gain, it's a pretty big increase over what we had previously. Also, not to mention that breeding EXP also scales off the egg rarity that you have. So these platinum eggs, the gold eggs, the dementia eggs, the void eggs you have, these will give you a decent amount of EXP, and every little bit of EXP that you get will help you increase your damage as well, or increase the power of your pets. So yes, doing that will help. Obviously getting splicers for World 1 to World 3 will help a ton. Is it? Yeah, and World 4, sorry, forget World 4 exists for pets. That'll help you breed more pets in case you're locked there. Kind of the early lock for breeding is trying to get a monolith. Monolith will help you push the World 5 spice battles. Since you haven't pushed the territories or collected spices for World 3, even World 4, World 5, you're missing a lot of meals. And by missing a lot of meals, you're also missing a lot of potential on your account. Like some of these meals you have at level 15, and they're taking single ladles to increase. So you've neglected cooking, you've neglected breeding, and this will give you a ton. Also, if you want more pet fighting damage, here you go. This will give you a decent amount of pet fighting damage to help you progress. But you're also needing a lot more skill efficiency now as you progress into World 6, because the more skill efficiency you have, the more atom generation you'll get. which allow you to upgrade and try to get more boron levels. The more boron levels you have, the more you're able to progress alchemy, and that's significantly important. Trying to get boron to level 20, trying to get boron to level 30 eventually with a super bit, even beyond that with the Windwalker max level atoms is going to be significantly important for your account progress. Don't knock alchemy, don't knock atom generation. If you're this stuck into world 6, what you need to do is kind of go back, stop worrying about the world 6 progression in terms of maps, and start worrying about the world 1 to world 5 skills, because they become significantly important. I don't know if it was you or someone else earlier in the channel, but they were saying they were kind of stuck trying to figure out where Bubo becomes important, and that Bubo becomes important when you hit 200 talent levels, 200 combined talent levels. So through max talents here with Symbols of Beyond, with Rift Slug, with Arctis talent levels, that kind of stuff. You haven't hit that 200 breakpoint yet. So once you hit 200 tentacle, that's when Bubo really picks up in terms of power, because this 2 seconds attack cooldown reduction goes from 2 seconds to 3 seconds. And the reason that's significant is because instead of Cranium Cook becoming a daily activity, it starts becoming more and more and more of a 30-minute to 1 hour or 2 hour activity. It really ramps up in terms of how fast you can do cranium cooking. If you get to 400, that's the next big breakpoint, but almost no one's there. It's mostly strictly end gamers who are able to hit that. But cranium cook at tentacle at 200 is the first big breakpoint for your account at any stage of the game, because it really opens up alchemy to being actually good and very farmable. So getting 200 talent levels right now is a very significant thing of what you need to do. So how do you get there? It's mostly sailing for you. Sailing is probably the biggest thing that you can do right now that'll really significantly impact your account, because you only have ancient artifacts right now. You don't even have Eldritch, so you probably need to push Rift is probably the first thing you need to do. Yeah, because you're not here yet at Rift 31. So going back to it, you need damage. So how do you get more damage? Let's go back to stamps. Stamps is something you need to focus on a little bit. So you have a little bit of exalted stamps in Mason Jar and Crystalline. Okay, you're also missing some base damage stamps. You're missing some total damage stamps. You're missing gold food effect here. You're missing a boost food effect here. You're missing an all stat here. You're missing all stat here. You're missing total damage here. You're missing another total damage stamp here. You're missing a base stat stamp here. You're missing another base stat stamp here. You're missing total damage here. There's a lot that I just said there that you're missing. So I would recommend going back and farming those stamps. Stamps, especially now that Windwalker is a thing, are significantly more important than they ever were. Obviously, we can't exalt every single stamp. You've gotten 2, and that's good enough. You got Crystal Stamp will help you with the Onyx grind, and I hope you have Chocolate Chip. We'll look at that in just a second, but that'll help you do more Onyx statue farming, and Onyx statue farming will be significant for helping your skill efficiency, to helping your prints. It'll help you get more damage. It'll help you get more crit chance to help you hit mega crits and such. So those will be significantly important for helping you progress your account. And yeah, we'll talk about chocolate chip, crystal farming, all that stuff in just a second. Let's go back to stats. Let's go back to talking about damage. So you have a lot of stamps here that you're missing that'll provide you some total damage, and you should go back and farm these, because even though these will be like 1 to 2, maybe 10% total damage increase, a base damage increase here of like 100 to 200, it seems small, but do remember that we do have stamp doublers. Yeah, Vault's really spoiled you. So Vault gives you a ton of base damage itself. It gives you a ton of total damage too. So you want to scale the damage percent that you get there from Vault, and the way you do that is by doing stamps, and by doing alchemy, and by doing sailing, and by doing these other mechanics in the game. Like Vault is a good basis for starting and progressing your account, but don't neglect some of the other skills, because remember, before Vault was a thing, before clickers were a thing, we just had these base mechanics, and these were how people got into World 5 and World 6. You could get to World 6 without focusing anything on Vault. And the same thing is true. You could get into World 6 by not focusing on stamps and alchemy, as is evident here. So go back, unlock these stamps. Like some of these are really, really easy. Like a Vast Jar stamp should be ridiculously easy for you to get now. The Polearm stamp should be ridiculously easy for where you are to get now. Statgraph stamp just requires a little bit of community participation. Actually, if you're on Idleon right now, let's get you Statgraph stamp. As we're doing this review, I want you to get this as we're doing this. So ping me, get on the quest line, go talk to XXX Cattle Prod, go start the quest line. If you need a PRS guy, I have an alt account that'll help you with this. So hold on, Legends of Idleon. That's the wiki. Hold on. There we go. I don't remember which account I'm logged into, so I'm going to do this off screen real quick. Oh, wait. Fuck. No. No, don't log into my account. I think I'm... Okay, hold on. I think I got the medallion. I think we're good. No, I don't have the medallion yet. Wait. I think it's going to log into this account because I think it was doing this on mobile. Hold on, let me cloud save real quick. Let me cloud save. Log out. Confirm. What a mess. Sync up. I think this is my other email. Oh my god, it's so loud. Here we go. Here's my S character. I'm ready. I have my S character right here. I'm ready. Yeah, come over to Dice 18 World 1 if you want the quest done. I'm just chilling. Okay. Anyways, the reason I'm emphasizing stat graph stamps so heavily right now is because it gives you all stat. So there's not a lot of scalars for the all stat percent that we have available in the game, but base stats really significantly help it increase the amount of stats that you get, and every single little bit of stat that you get will help you increase your damage. It'll help you increase your skilling efficiency. Okay. If you love... No, that's not what it is. What is it? It's 1-star game. It's that, right? Hold on. Idleon wiki XXX cattle prod. 1-star game sucks. It's with that intonation. Okay, perfect. Yep, and this is the only reason I have this alt account is to help people with that quest. What do you need to do here? Do you have the quest? You need to go to this guy in World 2, get the quest done, and that's it. And then come back here, and then just let me say this, and that's it. You have mason jar, so it means you should be able to get this stamp. You have one person that got it. So I'm not there on this account, but I'm here. Oh no, I'm catching. How am I catching? Okay. So you need to go to World 2, go to Mafiosos, get the quest. We're in Dice 18 as the world here. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I don't have a dedicated RAM on this account. Sure, hold on. Let me swap over. 1-star game sucks. There it is for the S character. You do have the quest done. I just need letter P. Okay. 1-star game sucks. That should be it, right? Did you get it? Dice 18 World 1. This is the server we're in. Dice 18 World 1 town. I'll pop back a little bit later during the review. Hitrrr, did you get it? A side quest? Yeah. If anyone else has PRS names, feel free to do that, but I'm going to continue with the review. So anyways, I mean, I understand a lot of people don't have this because they have social anxiety and they don't want to actually interact with the player base, which is completely reasonable and understandable. I'm there too. I get it. But at any rate, this stamp is significantly powerful because visually, visually, this stamp, I mean, for me, where I'm at, obviously I have 11%. It's more realistic. This is probably like plus 40 for you, but visually it shows 1 of 4 to me. But it actually is closer to 208 because of the lab node, which allows it to be doubled, assuming you have it active. This node right here in lab. There we go. Certified stamp book. It doubles the bonus of misc stamps. There you go. Hitrrr has the stamp now. Perfect. +1 stamp obtained, which means more ES damage and just general damage for your account and skill efficiency, because stats scale damage. They also scale skill efficiency. There you go. Certified stamp book actually doubles the bonus. So if it visually shows 20, 25, 26, Prime, by the way, that was fixed. You don't need to drop it. You just need to change worlds for you to actually get this, the the slab bonus. I would just check slab honestly to fix it, but this doubles the stamp bonus. So if it visually shows 20, it now gives you 40. Additionally, if you have the pristine charm from staking, which I suspect you probably don't, this will further increase that by another 1.25x, so it doesn't multiply on top of. I think it adds together. I don't know. Mathematicians out there, let me know. But this will add even more bonuses to the Sackgraph stamp. So if it visually shows 20, it'll probably give you closer to 50 is, the result of that, or 45, whatever. Anyways, those are really nice. And obviously that applies to the total damage stamps that you're seeing here. So getting a Vast Yar stamp is going to be pretty important for you. So this is base damage, right? This is like the first bucket of damage. I'll go into depth here again, flashbang. Very crude, rough drawing, but the way damage scales in Idleon, everything is what I like to term and coin is everything is put into buckets. So when Lava codes something as multiplicative damage or total damage or damage bonus or base damage, there's a lot of different damage buckets, but essentially they're put into different buckets. And what these buckets are is these buckets are being multiplied with each other. So I don't know exactly what's in what bucket, but just for simplicity's sake, we have base damage here. Ignore my handwriting. I'm writing on a mouse. And then we have total damage here. Holy God, this is bad. And then we have damage multi. Right? And then we have damage bonus or whatever, right? And then bonus, good enough, right? You guys get it. So we have these damage buckets. So if you really heavily focus on damage multi, right? Like this is like completely filled in. You have every single damage multi source in the game. Well, guess what? 0 times 1 million times 0 is still 0, right? So you need to focus on really trying to equalize these buckets as much as possible. So instead of focusing really heavily into one category, focus into a lot of them. So you're missing some sources of base damage here. So you want to fill in this bucket a little bit more, because right now, this is kind of where your bucket is right now. And then right here, your bucket's probably like, probably right there, because you're missing a bunch of total damage from stamps as well. Your damage multi is probably a little bit higher. I don't know what other sources of damage multi you have. This could be from Equinox. I don't even know why I'm trying to spell Equinox a little bit too much, but this could be from Equinox. This could be from Eclipse Skulls. I didn't see any Eclipse Skulls, so don't even forget I even said that. You might have had some premium gear. What other sources you have, but essentially in order to scale your damage, you need to focus on all of these at once is essentially what I'm saying. So if you're struggling with damage, as I suspect you are because you haven't pushed past Mama Trolls in World 6, you need to focus on those different buckets of damage sources. So make sure to get the stamp upgraded as much as you can. Even if you're losing green stacks for this, it's still worth it to upgrade the stamp because it is pushing your base damage bucket even higher, and that green stack you get is going to be replenished anyways, because I think this is bunnies, and because of Windwalker, trapping has become a little bit easier. Are Eclipse Skulls even worth it? Yes, absolutely. Eclipse Skulls are worth it strictly because of the damage, the multiplicative damage bonus that you have. It pales in comparison to some of the other bonuses, but hey, it's something to get. It helps, but it also gives you multi-kill. It gives you double the multi-kill tier of the skull below it, which will help you get more kills in the world that you're focusing in, which is extremely important for doing things like World 5 Caverns, for example. It'll help a ton in getting you those statues. It'll help you a ton with getting villager statues, with Dragon Warrior statue. It'll help you push the Monarch and getting higher Monarch kills. It'll help you a ton in pushing Gmush kills for money percent. It'll help you push construction build rate because of sheepy kills. Other stuff, so on and so forth. So focusing on those different damage buckets will help you significantly with damage. Also, by unlocking Steve's Sword, you'll also unlock Gold Food Effect. Gold Food Effect is significantly important as you progress more and more into the late game, because gold foods generally across all the worlds give you so much in terms of your account progress. And if you have stuff on the beanstalk, sheepy kills equal construction because of the vault. So this kind of goes unnoticed, but power of 10 sheepy kills gives you construction EXP. I can't remember where, but it was like in Vault 2.0 expansion. Somewhere, somehow. Build sheepy. Construction speed per power of 10 sheepy kills. So if you have 10 sheepy kills, it'll give you 60%. 100 will give you 120. 1,000 will give you 180. So the more and more and more sheepy kills you get, the more construction build rate you get. By no means is this the best source of construction build rate, but hey, it's out there. So don't strictly focus on sheepies. There's other things you probably want to focus on. But yeah, all that to say, you're missing a lot of stamps. Get your stamps. Also, you're missing some carry capacity stamps, which probably makes your life a little bit pain when you do skilling. So just get these. Also, a little bit of multi-bug chance that you're missing here. Yeah. Whenever I see a stamp page like this, my general advice is to pick something and upgrade it. It literally does not matter at this stage. Once you're pre 10,000 stamp level, pick a stamp and upgrade it. If it's blue on Idleon Toolbox, upgrade it. That's the best advice I can give to someone early game. It does not matter if you are running out of money. It does not matter if you're running out of resources, unless they are salts or bars. I wouldn't recommend upgrading it. No, pre 10,000, pick something and upgrade. Because if you're pre 10,000, that means you're not guaranteed to get a gilded stamp every single day. So your number one priority is to try to push stamp levels overall. So unless the resource is a bar or salt, I would not upgrade it. Is there anything else I would not recommend upgrading? I think that's it. So in short, if you're this early game, you never want to have money and you almost never want to have resources for the purposes of upgrading stamps. Because if you have resources to spend on a stamp, it should have already been spent into it. Crafted equipment stamp, just do it. It's really, really good. They give you a lot of base efficiency. Like copper pickaxe for someone in World 6 should be ridiculously easy to craft. And if it's difficult for you to craft this, you need to look at yourself in a mirror and really reevaluate where you are in Idleon and how far you've progressed without getting to the point to where copper pickaxe is easy to craft for you. Anyways, stamps aside, moral of the story, upgrade everything you see. Pick a stamp, upgrade it. If you need damage, focus on the combat stats. Get base stats, get total damage stats, stamps, upgrade, unlock stamps. Just go back through the worlds and try to upgrade it. Big thing I see here as well is you don't have Divinity EXP stamp. So I don't even remember honestly where you even get Divinity EXP. But that is a big one because I saw that you were pretty lacking in Divinity levels on your characters. Is that one? It just loaded. We're going to be here for 10 years. I'm pretty sure this is sailing resource locked, right? So this could be something you're missing. Pirate pork chop. So it is sailing specific. Okay. Copper ore is hard to mine. You have other problems, sir. Okay. Owl. So my recommendation is just remember that Owl exists, and to do it, you have a feather restart available. You have all the mega feathers unlocked. You can do a mega feather restart, so I would probably do this instead so you can push this to 4. The moral of the story is just try to push this because, as we mentioned before, there's some base damage you can get here. There's total damage you can get here. Drop rate is pretty significant for you. All stats are also pretty significant. All this stuff you need, so no reason not to reset. Just remember this exists, and I would recommend doing this every single day. The more you do this, the better it'll be. Obviously, it gets slower and slower as you progress, but there are ways to scale this. The vault, number 1, is a way to scale it if you haven't maxed out yet, which you probably have. There's the Gambit Cavern, which is Cavern 14, which helps scale clicker bonuses, which are not there yet. But eventually, this will make Owl even better and even faster. Just know that Mega Feathers, you want to scale this, and it's something you probably want to focus on just every single day. Just remembering Owl exists. It's a very passive mechanic. It should be relatively easy for you to push further and further. Same with Kangaroo. This is really passive, and man, okay. You haven't even touched Kangaroo. So you're missing fish efficiency, you're missing some defense, accuracy, again, total damage. AFK gains is the more significant thing here. So you're missing a lot of stuff here from Kangaroo. So again, same thing with Owl, is just remember this exists, try to push it. Early game, I would really try to push as much fishery investing as you can. The more points you have in fishery investing, the better your resets will be, and that'll allow you to push these bonuses specifically. Our Discord in the tips and tricks section does have a optimal distribution of what you should do, or at least it should. If it's not, I can revise and we can add that. but there is an optimal distribution. I can't remember it off the top of my head. I think it's like some of them have like soft caps. I think it says like 100. This is like 100 too, and then you want to do like a 113 or a 114 ratio between the blue fins caught, the upgrades cheaper, and the other reset bonuses are higher. But essentially, there is a soft cap for fishing shiny speed and tartar fish caught. Yeah, 114. So 1 for bluefin, 1 for cheaper, and then 4. So every 1 upgrade you put here, put 1 upgrade here, and then 4 upgrades here. 100 gold, 250 tar, and then 114. Cool. Yeah. So I mean, where you are right now in Hitrrr is that it's, I mean, you can't even hit those soft caps. So at this point, it's just not even a question what you should do. You just need to focus on this a bit more. I would try to pump Hitrrr investing even higher, and obviously try to catch your shiny fish is #1 priority. And try to get more points and more points gained to progress Hitrrr investing. The more you invest into Hitrrr investing, the better it'll be. My biggest recommendation is don't touch Hitrrr reset until you've gotten all of the mega fish. So don't touch Hitrrr reset. I repeat, don't touch it early game. You only want to do your resets with greatest catch. That's my recommendation. Since you've already reset, this will be a little bit easier for you. I would maybe recommend getting 1 or 2 total Hitrrr resets, and then don't touch it. You want to get your mega fish at all. Okay. So this character doesn't have a 90% print sample rate. So what this means is that you are missing probably Royal Sampler on him. This is a significant increase to your prints because instead of it's just one of the different multiplier buckets. Yeah, hands off reset. Yeah. This 90% print sample rate is one of the first big multipliers you get for printing and more atom generation. So make sure you have Royal Sampler on this character specifically to get 90%. I know the minus EXP gain is daunting and it seems intimidating, but trust me when I say it is not. It is not intimidating. It's just a flat reduction to EXP. It's not multiplicative like you think it would be. So just eat the EXP loss for a little bit, equip Royal Sampler, and get your other 7% multi for print sample rate. This will help you get more catching prints, which is kind of what you need right now. Okay, refinery. This is just really slow. If you want to push refinery more, which honestly I wouldn't even recommend right now because your cycle time's kind of low, just know that refinery gets easier, it gets faster the more you level it up. Always keep red salts on 0%. Always keep green salts on 0%. Try to push them as much as you can. Once this power cap reaches 1 million, it no longer increases the cap, so things will just get faster and faster and faster. So instead of it taking 14 days to level this up, it'll start taking 13. It'll start taking 12 and 11, and just slowly over time. Refinery is one of those you just kind of have to remember to rank up when it's available, and then you know, over time it'll get faster and faster and faster. It's one of the actual idle mechanics in the game, I guess you could say. Okay, yeah, and as we mentioned, a big thing for anyone early game is Atom Collider. As you're in World 6, almost at Leak Spirits, the big focus for you right now is going to be on skilling efficiency, and the reason skilling efficiency is important is because of Boron. Boron, I have a whole video on it, which I'm going to plug here. Off screen real quick while I'm yapping and talking about this. Boron's really good because it helps you passively level up alchemy, which I completely glossed over and we haven't talked about yet. But alchemy is so big for your account. This and stamps are some of the biggest scalers for your account progress in the game by far. Early game. Stamps kind of get outclassed by other things, but don't knock it. Stamps are really, really good. And it is insanely powerful. There is a trick that you can utilize with Boron, which I'm going to link here. Wow, look at that man. He is so young. This video is really good. It helps show Boron and Atom Collider why it's really good for someone who's early game. I recommend giving it a watch to show you what you can do and how you can kind of game Boron to get you some more extra levels, because it's still applicable today. But you can essentially just supercharge your bubble levels, get a ton more skill efficiency, get a ton more damage on your characters, for example. There's a lot that you can get here from Atom Collider. Boron is really, really goated, and this is why you want more atom generation. Also, as you get more atom generation, you can start leveling up things like fluoride. That's the main I remember. Yeah, Prime. That was me all those years ago. Fluoride also gives you a ton of multiplicative meal cooking speed. Early game, this is a significant increase to you, so this is absolutely something you want to pump levels into if you have the atom generation to support it, and it's one of the things you absolutely want to try to get atom generation for. Cool. Okay, let's go back and talk about alchemy. So you are missing some bubbles, as I suspected, because you don't have 200 tentacle. 200 tentacle really enables a bunch of progress in alchemy because you get more and more liquid speed more often. Yes, Boron is so significantly powerful. Okay, so talking about alchemy, my number one thing I want you to be focusing on is trying to get some of these bubbles into no bubble behind range, but atom range. So when something what atom range means is just trying to get a resource cost to 100 mil. There's a few bubbles that you cannot use atoms on. The farming bubbles, for one, are not atomable. Tome bubbles are not atomable. The gaming bits ones are not atomable. The jade coin ones are not atomable, but everything else is fair game off the top of my head. There might be one or two more, but yeah, generally you want to try and get specific bubbles into atom range so you can start using atoms on them. What ones? Warrior's Rule, number one, is really good. Archer or Bust, Mage is best. Let's see, what else early game? I guess Brain Tools is going to be a little bit difficult for you. Strong Tools, Hardy Diggy, all the skilling efficiency ones. Sailing ones, the ones with sailing resources are, yes. Leroy. I can't remember what Leroy is. Number one priority early game for anyone this early game is all the skilling resource ones. Sorry, the ones that impact skill efficiency in somewhat. So skilling power, just general skill efficiency, all that stuff. Larry. Yes, Larry is also a good one to get. So Larry, the way this works is there is a chance instead of when you click on a bubble, instead of giving you +1, it'll give you +2. Once you get this above 100%, which is level 501, that is how you get +3 levels. So getting Larry to 500 is pretty significant. It is somewhat difficult for you right now. So, I mean, maybe not worth using your atoms because you don't have enough atoms to really pump into this because it costs a lot. Once you get up to that atomable level, I would probably consider getting more. No, I would probably consider focusing more on skill efficiency. The more you focus on skill efficiency now, the better your prints will be, the more atom generation you'll have, and then you can start really focusing on Larry. If anything, I would try to naturally level up Larry with your Atom Collider. So whenever you proc Dementia Ore, trying to see if you have the resources to click on Larry and upgrading it that way early game, pre 100 mil resource cost, or even during 100 mil resource cost. I think getting to the point of like hourly clicking it is something you want to do with Larry, just to save your atoms and focus more on atom generation. In the short term, that'll help you. In the long term, yes, Larry would be better technically, but right now, I think your big focus is short term, like really burst gains is what you want to do. So just strictly focus on skill efficiency, your multiplier bubbles, and really focus on trying to juice your atom generation, because that is what's holding you back from the rest of the game right now. So Warrior's Rule, Archer or Bust, Mage is best, Hocus Chopus, Hardy Diggy, Strong Tools, Sanic Tools, Brain Tools, those ones are really, really good. Also, you're not, I don't think you're there yet for Prowessary Cap. Prowessary Cap is 2.0. You're at 1.98 right now, and you don't have the leak meal. So you are missing a little bit of Prowessary. I almost actually. Is there? No, actually, Star Signs. If you have Star Signs, would be one thing that would increase that cap. It just, hold on. Star Signs do have Prowessary, right? I'm not capping on that, right? No, they don't have Prowessary. Never mind. Oh my god, I'm capping. Okay, so level up Prowessary. another like 1 or 2 levels, and then don't touch it like ever again. Like Prowessary is dead once it hits the cap of 2.0. That's the cap. That's it. You're done with it. But this will give you, this is one of the sources of skill efficiency early game that you want to focus on, because it effectively, it gives you like double what your skill efficiency normally gives you. What Prowessary does is it just lowers the efficiency needed to hit the threshold for the next like multi-kill of the resource. Oh yeah, Post Office. Post Office is the one that gives you Prowessary. So if you've done Post Office at all, where's Post Office? Am I blind? It's characters, right? That's where toolbox is. See, Post Office is so insignificant to me sometimes that I just forget. Yes, okay, so it does a prowess effect. So, God, while we're here, let's talk about early game Post Office. So what you should do, and I can't, oh, you haven't upgraded anything in Post Office. Okay. Okay. So, priority for Post Office is number 1, whatever the class specializes in terms of skilling. That's what you want to do. So for your squires, your divine knights, you want to focus in mining. So put 400 into mining. For your blood berserker, you want to put into fishing to get the fishing efficiency, AFK game prowess effect. V-Man, I would honestly do the drop rate one for crystal mob spawn. Death storage unit if you have it for damage. And I think this also gives you total damage as well. Fighting, faster respawns, those are all really, really good. Your mage classes for chopping, your bubonic conjurer for alchemy. This is extremely important because it gives you more cranium cook time, which is how Bubo kind of scales. So it's really, really important. Lab as well is also really good if you have it unlocked for more lab efficiency, EXP gain, that kind of stuff, because Bubo does specialize in that skill. There's also one for divinity. Generally really good across all of your characters, but yeah, focus on the skill efficiency ones first. The mana box is also good. I would recommend trying to get mana box because it helps you with faster cooldowns. The faster things cool down, the more you're able to use them. So for DK, that means more uptime for the Knight Shrine. That means more uptime for his other like boomerang ability, that kind of stuff. It's really, really good. Across all of your characters, try to get base build rate more so on your DKs because they should be the ones on the board really to help get more EXP. Yeah. Yeah. Good we looked at that, honestly. And while we're on your characters, let's kind of talk about statues too. Okay, so you have Choco Chip, which is really, really good. So... eight. So what's your highest drop rate? It's 11 on this character. 8, 9, 9, 8. Okay, so you have Choco Chip. One of your characters has 11 to 12x drop rate. You don't even have all pop obols on your character, which means that you still have that to get for drop rate. I don't see a lick of drop rate obols on your character, so you are in a prime position to do the Onyx statue grind for at least World 1 and World 2. So here's what you need to do. Number 1 priority is getting drop rate obols. So take your elemental sorcerer, this little guy, try to give him whatever drop rate gear you have, put it on the character, and try to farm pop obols. So pop obols can be farmed at Gigafrogs. These guys, very bottom part of World 1, they will drop an obol called Pop Obols. So these are really good just in the circular slot. So don't upgrade it past the circle here. So what you want to do is when you drop a Pop Obol, it will drop on the ground. It'll drop bronze. And then what you want to do is you want to take that obol. I have some. So the base is 2% drop rate. So you want to re-roll this until it hits, is it 1 or 2 is the base? It should be 2. I'm not kidding. Am I insane? 2% is base, so you want 3. Okay. You want to reroll this slowly until this misc 2% goes to 3%. right? That's what you want to do. Start out. Let me actually blow it up here so you guys can see it. So I just rolled it to 3%. It has a 2% base. So you can roll it to be +1 of what the base is. So you want to hit 3%. Okay. And then chat reminds me, there's one on the left. It's been so long since I've done obols. Hold on. Let's do some testing here. Oh, man. Left is the one that's kept. Man, it has been a while. Okay. I'm going to double check here. Sure. Wisdom is fine. Hold on, can you not combine obols on in Windwalker in Tempest form? So at any rate, make sure I don't have a medallion here. Windwalker bugs we're discovering live. Yeah, you can't combine in Windwalker form. What the fuck? Okay, so you see it keeps failing and then it upgrades there. So when you upgrade it, it'll increase the base stats of it and it'll keep what you rolled on it. So this will apply to here. So when it's silver, the base for silver is 3%. So by rolling this pre on bronze obols, you essentially keep the fragments you would have wasted on silver. So rolling on bronze only costs 1 fragment, but rolling on a silver base costs 3 times as much. So to save your resources and money, I didn't get it there. You want to roll it on a bronze base than a silver base because it saves you money and it saves you fragments. And rolling it here just keeps the same bonus. If you roll it on silver, you'll essentially just get the same bonus of the +1 drop rate. So it'll roll to +3 when you up roll it to silver. If you've pre-rolled it on bronze, it'll roll to +4. That's essentially it. So you want to grind out on Elemental Sorcerer, farm out Gigafrog pop obols. And the reason you do Elemental Sorcerer, I don't want to get too far into this, why you want to do this on ES versus the other master classes, but know that the wormhole has a interaction with the drop page that benefits it to drop non-crystal mobs than the DK does. So elemental, the wormhole mechanic gives you more drop rate of the mob that you're killing. So it'll effectively multiply the 1 in 10,000 or so chance of 100,000 chance of the pop obol dropping to make it really like significant, like multiplicatively better. So you're more likely to drop pop obols on Elemental Sorcerer than you are on your DK. The reason you do DK for crystal farming is because it effectively multiplies the amount of bags it's dropping at one time, depending how high your DK Orb of Remembrance stack is. So if you have a 100 kills on the orb, it'll effectively multiply the amount of drops that you get by 2. A 200 stack on the orb will multiply it by 3. So that's why DK is better at crystal farming than ES, because ES doesn't have any interaction with crystal mobs, whereas DK does for its respawn mechanic. So anyway, at any rate, the moral of the story is on Elemental Sorcerer, go to Gigafrogs, try to farm pop obols with your wormhole and other talents and such. You'll be able to drop it much faster than you would on DK. And then once you have a full personal family page full of obols for circle obols for pop obols and a full family page of circle obols full family page of circle obols for pop obols at silver, then you can move on to crystal farming roll 2 for dice obols. Dice obols are best in slot for most of the game in square, hexagon, and sparkle. So if you notice, my family page has a little bit different. But late game, the Domio Magmus obol beats out the Sparkle obol for hexagon, and the Ice Guard obol beats out the square dice obol for drop chance. Like this is 9%, this is 8%. It's a little bit better, but essentially pop obols for circles. You want dice obols for everything else. Same logic applies. Dice obols drop as silver, so you want to roll them on silver to get the +1 drop rate from the base. Roll that up to gold, roll that up to hexagon, roll that up to sparkle for all of the slots that you have available to you. Obviously, as you get more class levels, the more obol slots you'll unlock. So you want to go back, farm those obols again, and just kind of prep. The reason you do this is because this gives you more drop rate. Let me go back. How much drop rate are you asking? Right now, obols themselves are giving me 355% drop chance, which is 3.55x. If you've done any Siegebreaker farming for plunderous mobs, this will multiply. So instead of it being 3.55x, it'll probably be like I don't know, like 3.74, depending how many mobs you've killed, so on and so forth. So you want to farm out a personal page of dice obols so you can progress the mechanic. And where was I? I was farming stilt bows and such, but who cares? So you want that drop rate. Once you have that set of obols on your family page and your personal page, you want to go back and do crystal farming for World 1. So the crystal farming, the goal of there is to try to get 20,000 statues so you can get Onyx statues. Onyx statues were locked in a quest line in World 4. There was a monolith statue, I believe, at Flambage, if I'm not mistaken. Just hover over the world in the map. It'll tell you who's there. Ripper, yeah, monolith, Flambage. This is where the quest line is. So go there, talk to him, try to complete the quest line. You should be able to, I think you initially trade in 20,000 power statues for it, but that'll give you the Onyx tools. You drop down the statue, you'll unlock Onyx statues. What you want to do is try to get a 20,000 stack of these statues, drop it on your statue in the World 1 town, and that will help you get Onyx statues. And what Onyx statues does is it will double the bonus of the statue. So instead of the statue giving 115 base damage, it'll give you 230. Instead of this giving you 3.5% move speed, it'll give you 7%. In addition to it doubling the statue bonus, it also multiplies the amount of statues deposited for every statue. So instead of you dropping one statue in, it'll drop 1.1 statues. Instead of you dropping 10 statues, it'll do 11 statues. But the beauty of it is, if you get a second one, Onyx, that multiplies it even further. So instead of it being 11, it'll do 12. So it's really important. I mean, that again, I don't know the math of it, but effectively it multiplies the amount of statues you deposit. So it's really important to get Onyx statues. Because the amount of statues you deposit will exponentially scale, and the bonuses start scaling too. The beauty of that also is that there is a further scaler for Onyx statues through sailing. One of the Jade Emporium upgrades that you eventually get will allow you to unlock further lanterns, which is the last island in sailing as of right now, which will allow you to get the Onyx statue artifact. Yeah, it will just scale even further the bonuses that the statues give you. So Onyx statues, in short, are really insane because they double the bonuses of the statues, and because there's so many statues, there's a lot to gain from doing that. So World 1, World 2, you want to do DK farming for a lot of the statues to get to Onyx. World 3 is where you want to do Elemental Sorcerer, because the same thing that applies to pop bubbles, they multiply the base drops of the mobs. They're not farmable in the crystal bag compared to where DK would be. So you want to farm that for Seesaw statue, Pecunia, and for Two Soul and the box. World 4, it's back to DK. World 5, DK. World 6, DK. For the Villager statue and Dragon Warrior, it's any character AFK that's able to hit multi-kill on the statues is what you want to do. You're not there yet, but you know, just kind of prepping you for that way in the future. Okay, so Obol farm, get more drop rate. All right. Now let's talk about one last thing when it comes to Onyx statue farming, which is crystal spawn chance. Okay, so you have Demon Genie at Ruby. Oh, sorry, you have Poops at Ruby, and you have Demon Genies at Ruby. So this is a fantastic base for crystal spawn chance. These are the only two cards that give you crystal spawn chance. I don't believe that you have any card doublers, but if you do, make sure to put these put Demon Genie in a slot where you have a card doubler. If you don't worry about it. Just stick Demon Genies and drop rate cards on your DK to be able to spawn them more often. Going back to Post Office, there's also a way you can scale crystal spawn chance on Post Office. It is this one right here, non-predatory loot box. This will give you drop rate. So if you want more drop rate, there you go. It gives you crystal spawn chance, which is really important for you. There's also a star talent for crystal spawn. So remember that this exists for a ton of crystal spawn chance. This will make obviously the grind a little bit easier. The goal overall is to try to get your crystal spawn chance as high as possible, because right now it's 1 in 319 when you don't have cards, when you don't have the Post Office box, and you don't have the talent equipped, which is decent. And there's also a stamp, yes, which you have doubled. Crystalline stamp, which you have doubled, and you also can upgrade the stamp to get even more crystal spawn chance. So I think you're in a pretty prime position to do crystal farming. just remember, do the post office. Remember, upgrade your talent. Remember to equip drop rate cards. Remember to equip crystal mob spawn cards. In terms of card set, the nightmare set or event set, depending which one gives you more drop rate, is what I recommend. And then just go out in the world and start doing the Onyx statue grind. I think getting World 1 should be fairly easy for you. It's probably going to take you maybe a day, maybe 2 days of active farming to be able to get these statues to Onyx. But trust me when I say it's going to significantly increase the amount of power you have. Also, it will increase your mining power, your chopping power, your catching power, your fishing power. All this stuff is going to get really, really scaled. It's going to help you a ton in getting you more skill efficiency, which, as we mentioned, is more atom generation. Okay, once you've done World 1 and World 2 statues in Onyx, what you should do is move your DK to World 5. Why World 5? Is because you can do gold food farming, specifically for golden hamster gummies. Now, this is significantly important. It's one of the biggest ways to increase your account right now, because I see here that you don't have a really healthy source of golden hamster gummies. So right now, it's only a 6% chance for claiming sailing AFK time on your characters. You want to get these stacks up into the hundreds, into the thousands if you can. Obviously, you don't have a lot of drop rate. You don't have a lot of crystal spawn chance, so this is going to be pain for you. But trust me, this grind is so completely worth it, because artifacts are really, really important for you right now. And you don't even have Eldritch artifacts yet, and you haven't even pushed sailing all that hard. So claiming that sailing AFK time is going to be significantly important for you. Sailing is one of the early game, one of the biggest sources of just general account progress you can get in the game. It gives you a ton of damage. It gives you a ton of skilling efficiency, more ways to scale, no bubble left behind. It gives you more cooking speed. It gives you more talent library books, which lets you to hit the 200 tentacle even faster than what was before. So it is significantly important for you to try and do this and try to get sailing hamster gummies into like the thousands of stacks across all of your characters to try and progress sailing even further. So once you do the statue farming for World 1, World 2, go do some gold food farming in World 5. Try to get a stack of like 500 to 1,000 across your characters. Hi, Cat. To help you progress sailing, because right now sailing is kind of looking a little sad, and you can definitely push this a little bit further. I would try to push 80 tablet into ancient to help you get to the other islands a little bit faster. Okay, we've been yapping for an hour, and we focused a lot on a variety of different mechanics. I think I have given you a lot to do. So I'm going to stop there to save my voice for the other account reviews that we have coming up. Hitrrr, I thank you for the account, man. That should be weeks and weeks of grinding to do, I imagine. But once you come out of it, your account's going to really, 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 really push far. We didn't even talk about like divinity. We didn't even talk about sneaking or anything. So, yes. I guess last thing I do want to talk about is try to push to Perme as soon as you can. Perme is really, really good. You want to link at least one character to it. If you link one character, I'd probably recommend Elemental Sorcerer, because it can have multiple links to it. Because you just need one character linked to it, and it'll give you a really huge increase to sailing speed. Yeah, so linking to... Hold on. So that is the one, right? Okay, it doesn't show the minor link bonus. So the minor link bonus to Perme is both sailing speed and gaming plant growth speed, which is very significant for your account progress. So this will help you reach the later islands faster. So instead of it taking 4 hours to go to an island, it's probably going to take you 3, which is significant in terms of progress, because it'll help you get the resources from those islands, help you upgrade your boats to get more sailing speed on the boats that don't have a lot of sailing speed, to help you push the later islands, to help you unlock artifacts faster. So getting to Perme is a huge early game increase, because not only does it increase the sailing speed, increase plant gaming growth speed, but just unlocking it gives you an achievement in World 5, which allows you to get an additional 10 clicks in alchemy every single day. this achievement right here, All Hail Perme. Unlocking it gives you this, which allows you to get more atom clicks, which is hugely important, as you mentioned earlier already. Okay, we will stop there. I've talked a lot. Again, Hitrrr, thank you for the account. I always love doing early game accounts. Gets a little boring sometimes talking about the end gamers and how to push, I guess, your quintillions of damage and such. But, you know, getting to an early game, it helps give some perspective because there is a lot of mechanics. There's a lot to slog through. People often run into decision paralysis, which, fun fact, was one of the first videos I ever made, one of the first main talks videos I ever made. Decision paralysis is a big hidden game mechanic that people run into. So just figuring out what to focus on is a huge thing. And obviously there's a lot for you to focus on. And I really hope that helps your account progress. So thank you for watching, Hitrrr. I'll see you guys in the next video, YouTube. Have a good one. Bye. Hey there, guys. It's Main here. I just wanted to say deeply thank you to everyone who does support me over on YouTube and or Twitch. It really does help motivate me to continue making more videos. If you would like to become a channel member just starting at $1 a month, please check the description below. Have a great day.